Hello everybody, I'm Matt Epstein with Powerhouse Partners at Berkshire Hathaway Real Estate, and I'm here today with Kimber from UpStage LA. I'm not going to say her last name because I always screw it up.
Behling.
Behling, thank you. I've known Kimber for 15 years?
More, probably.
More than that.
Closer to 20, probably.
Okay. So I had a team of real estate agents years and years and years ago at Remax, and my ex-partner had met Kimber on a design. She was in design school, and he recruited her to start selling real estate with our team, and was a very successful agent for a while. But her passion, your passion, was real estate. Was interior design.
Yes.
So you started this company, UpStage LA, how many years ago?
UpStage LA has been in business coming up on 12 years now.
12 years, wow, that's fantastic.
Thanks.
You are one of the premier home stagers in Los Angeles, in the Los Angeles market. You've been doing work for my clients for the 12 years that you've been doing this. My clients have had a lot of success, and I say we because it is a partnership, the client and the agent, as far as to get the property sold. And we've had a lot of success. I mean, I don't think you wouldn't be sitting here if you weren't successful with my clients, because they're paying you money to stage the house, and they're expecting a return on that investment as far as being able to sell the house for more, or to sell or make the house more sellable, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I know you work for a lot of real estate agents all over, not just the Valley, but you also work on the other side of the hill, right?
Anywhere in LA, pretty much, but my boundaries don't stop there.
Okay. Really?
As long as it's worth it.
As long as it's worth it?
Yeah.
Okay. And in today's world, what is the average, if you would? What would the average consumer look at as far as if they were going to stage their house? I know you do partial staging. You have a partner that does that with you. But for a full staging job,
we do revamps. But I started out in brand new construction or newly remodeled homes. But over the years I've figured out that more than probably, I would say maybe 40% or more are people that really just need their home that they live in to be revamped and added to or decluttered and all of that stuff to get it market ready.
Okay, so when you look at staging for everybody, if you look at that basic question, some people have beautiful homes with beautiful furniture, but it might need to be decluttered, or might need to move some furniture around,
right.
And that's a service that you provide.
That is a service that I provide.
Okay.
Yes, whether I do it myself or I have a wonderful woman who works for me that goes in there and is decluttering maniac.
She's terrific, and so that's the partial staging part of it. But the full staging, as far as somebody has an empty house, or somebody's already moved out,
right.
And it's, I walk in and I say, it's a beautiful house, but it would look so much better if it was staged. Yeah. What's a typical price? What does it typically cost for a consumer to hire UpStage LA?
Well, I think generally it's between 1% and 3%. I tend to go by about $3 a square foot, depending on the area and what's needed and stuff like that. It's usually just a custom price once I see the house and see exactly what they need, but those are some generalities.
So give me a range. A 3,000 square foot house
would probably be about $9,000 for an all-inclusive 3-month contract. That's set up of everything, and I do all of the details from all the major furniture, area rugs, greenery, art mirrors, accessories, pillows, all the fluff. And that's a 3-month contract. So we set up the whole house, then you have a rental for 3 months, and then we move out of the whole house. Okay. That's all included in the one price.
Okay. And I don't think that there's been a whole lot that have lasted longer than 3 months with my experience with you. But
I rarely go over the 3 month, because that's the point of it, is to get it sold faster and for top dollar.
Okay. But if it doesn't sell in 3 months, then they can either pull it out, or they can you charge by the month.
Or they can go by month.
Got it.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. And so as far as the involvement, the person that's staging the home, there's really no involvement. They're not going to. You walk in and you basically do a proposal, and you take care of all the design stuff. They don't have to. They don't have to do anything. Fabrics.
Preferably, they're not involved in all, because it does hold us back if they want to get involved with the specific pieces and all that stuff. Generally, I just. I've been doing this for a long time now, and I know. And when I was working for you, I was a buyer's agent, so
you were working with me.
With you. I was a buyer's agent, so it was a really good learning experience for me to get all the feedback from the buyers, to see exactly what they were looking for, and I came to find out that they really wanted kind of a title on every room. They wanted to know what it was for. You have to create that emotional response when they walk in, so they feel like, oh my God, I have to live here. They can envision themselves
Right.
living in that house.
Right. Okay. And what would you say would be the average? I don't want to say return because it's hard to say that, but what what would you say the average if you had an empty house and you had a staged house? Is there? Do you think they sell for more? Do you think they sell faster?
Well, I can tell you this. I grew up in Porter Ranch area when they were doing all the tract home developments up there.
Okay.
And they always had the model unit of they had several different layouts in the tract home, and they would have a model unit for each layout. And statistically, the model units always sold for more, even if the furniture wasn't included, because it did create that emotional response. And from what I understand, it was 10% plus, that it would sell more for, as
That's
opposed to the empty spaces of a new construction house with no furniture in it
Okay.
yet.
And right now, the last couple of years has been a very, very good market for sellers.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a good time to stage your home, or
Well, Los Angeles is a super competitive market, especially right now. You could absolutely put your house on the market without it being staged, but I've seen it happen so many times where I'll go out and give a staging bid, and they want to hold off on spending that money, and then 3 months down the line, they call me in a panic saying, oh my God, can you please come stage this house? It's still not sold yet. And then we go in and stage it, and next thing you know, they're in multiple offers because you have to get it in the MLS with the great pictures to get the people to the house in the first place, and that's what's going to get your offer is when you get people to the house.
So if somebody's on the fence about staging, spending the money,
Mm-hmm.
extra, 10,000 square feet, or I'm sorry, $10,000 expense,
Mm-hmm.
what would your advice be?
Well, I would say that, if you can afford to do it, we do take credit cards too, but if you can afford to do it, it is one of the quickest turnovers in your money, getting your money back. And because A, you're not going to be carrying the house anymore, and B, you're going to make it up. Like say it's a $10,000 staging job for $1 million house. The difference is astronomical, and you are definitely going to make up that money plus
Right.
in that 2 or 3 month time period that you have staged.
Okay. And I know you only do one job at a time, right?
I'm in the middle of 3 today.
I know you are. How many houses have your furniture in today? Approximately.
I think approximately 27 or 28 right now.
Okay.
So,
And how large of a warehouse do you have?
I have a 15,000 square foot warehouse
That's
downtown LA.
fantastic. Good for
Thanks.
you. That's
Thank
good.
you.
Good for you. Give me a success story. Give me I have many success stories, but give me one of your favorite success stories as far as a staging job.
Well, one of my favorite ones is when I went to this brand new construction house and gave them a bid, and they had never staged before, and they didn't want to stage. And I just kept in touch with them. They put it on the market empty, and they had it for a good 4 months before he called me again. And then we finally staged it, and they got 10 multiple offers that first weekend after we staged it.
That's
and
fantastic.
that's proof that it really does create that emotional response to get those bids in.
What was the price point on that?
It was 2.4.
2.4. That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Any other advice? Any other success stories that you would have? Anything else you
I
want to
have
say?
many success stories over the years, but I love seeing the response out of my clients, and just seeing their response is proof enough that you're going to get that response out of the buyers that come through too, because that's where you go home at the end of the day. That's where you settle in at the end of the day. You really have to. It's a personal thing and it's an emotional thing
Right.
where you're going to live. So I really believe 100% that, and I've seen it over the years as proof that staging really does work.
Yeah.
And especially
Yeah.
out here in LA, it's a trendy thing. You almost have to have your house staged to compete in this
Yeah.
market for, in a newer construction or a higher end home especially.
Well, again, I swear by your services. I think I know it's not for everybody, but again, you've staged condos for my clients. You've staged multi-million-dollar homes for
Yes.
my clients. And I can't think of one that hasn't sold very, very quickly for top dollar. I think it's one of the secret sauces, just only one of the secret sauces that I have in my sauce, my sauce of success. So anyway, thank you very much for your time. And again, if you want to contact Kimber, she's going to give you her information as soon as I give you my information. Again, I'm Matt Epstein with Powerhouse Partners. We're part of Berkshire Hathaway, and I can be reached at my phone number is 818-789-7408, and my email is somatt, SOMATT, at BHHSCAL.com. That's BHHS stands for Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, and the CAL stands for California.com. Give us your information so people can get a hold of you.
And I'm Kimberly Behling, UpStage LA. My website is upstagela.com. My email is upstagela@gmail.com. And my cell phone number is 310-926-2625 for a quote.
Thank you very much.